I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, and nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Blessings, uncensored enlightenment talk family. Let me just make sure that I have my sound correct. If you can hear me, say you can hear me, you can see me. Hit the like button. We're here for it tonight. I want to say shout out to the Levi family. Thank you for being here with me tonight. I may pop on the screen, I may not, because I got these big old headphones on my head. So I'm really in producer mode. So today we're going to follow what I've been promising my audience, a little background on KP. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about getting to know KP. I talked to you guys about this after I left the butterfly release, and I was privileged to meet KP and that is Keith Price, at the time when we basically shut down the mayor's park, day in the park. If you don't remember, we're going to put it in the description for you guys. It got a little while, but it was well worth it. So about 45 minutes, I had an in-depth conversation. I'm going to say is in-depth for KP about some things of my concern. Okay, and if you don't know, I'm just going to reiterate some of the things. So when I talked to KP, he had this mannerism as though he really did not know what our amazing mayor, let me put it on the screen, is doing in Dalton. He told me that basically he was retiring from politics and that he was talked into the position and that he put a price out there and it wasn't the price that he got back. And then he told her no, allegedly, and then she came with the right money. This is what he said, okay? So I said, money talks, BS walks. Now, one of the main things that I asked them a little bit about, and I wanted to know a little bit of his background. So, he went on to tell me a little bit about his background, how he was in many different municipalities as an alderman, and he mentioned how he understands what Henyard goes through because people try to push him out. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, so you feel a little sympathy for her, but that sympathy could be the death of you because she ain't living right. And this is what I asked her. I said, now she's not living right. Why would you align yourself with so much controversy? Okay. That's me giving him the benefit of the doubt, talking to him as a human being. You see what I'm saying? So he said, well, I give people the benefit of the doubt. And if I don't know anything about it, I'm not going to treat them like that. And you know what Grace Levi said. It says all the time, enemy of my enemy is not my friend. And that's the same concept when you meet people and they have a lot of going on around them and they seem to be in the middle of controversy. I take the same approach to that person. You don't mess with them. It just doesn't make sense. So I said, hey, your girl got a lot of money coming out of that food pantry. And, as I went into detail with him, like, hey, I did a live, we went over the numbers. It looked like about $5 to $6 million a year is coming out of the food pantry. What you know about it? And he told me, and the reason why we were telling this story verbatim because when the feds come, he better tell the same thing. Okay? Okay, because he's another one that's riding to the end with Henyard until the wheels fall off that I see. So he said that the only thing that he purchased in the food pantry is the boxes. The boxes that transport the food out. I said, what about the food? Who buys the food? He didn't tell me who, but he said he has nothing to do with that. I said it's about $500,000 to $800,000 that come out a year on spending on buying food, purchasing food. But how is $6 million going out in donations related to food? So we're going to show you that tonight. We're going to get to that. But I did want to talk to you about this and why I have a little soft spot in my heart for thicker than a Snicker. Because he's a human being, but he's a whole beast. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to be honest. It's something about him that he tries to mix the good and evil and try to get you confused. I watched him. I said, oh, he's a slickster. Until he jumped in my screen. I remember on the shorts. And I said, don't touch me. Damon, get back. Okay. So now what we're going to do is get to it. We're going to do a little flashback. I may say flashback. We're going to go to the Thornton meeting where everyone was asking, including you, including me, what is going on? Why is Keith Price there? And let's get some clarification. So we're just going to flash back to those who have forgot that Gonzalez asked those questions. I'll get them on the screen. Hope you guys are having a beautiful Sabbath. We're going to start the week off good. You know, this is the first day of the week, starting tomorrow. So it's time to get up and going. Let's go.
I have a question as pertains to that. What is Mr. Price's title? And was he board approved for that title?
Yes. What?
What's the
You
title?
already know his title.
No, I didn't.
No,
You know
Okay.
everybody. You're not gonna
Tell everybody.
So anyway, what
So
else?
you have a question?
I'm not
And
removing
you're saying
myself.
you was board approved for that?
Just told you he does. So
So you were, a little while ago, we were just talking about employee information. I mean, that's kind of sensitive stuff. I mean, if he's not been board approved to be over general fund, he shouldn't have access to that
what are you
information.
talking about over general fund? He ain't got one.
Every time we're talking about general fund right now, but you keep referring to.
He's doing, let me be crystal clear, let's total carbonate.
Please do.
He's doing the exact same thing Keith Freeman was doing. Y'all went to Keith Freeman for everything. It's nothing in it. So that's my answer. Is the motion?
I just want to stop there real quick. We don't want Keith Price to do what Keith Freeman did. We showed you that man has a serious spending issue. So whatever narrative that Keith Freeman is trying to spin right now, because you seeing something, I'm seeing something coming up in my algorithm with Keith Freeman ass. And I said, oh, they trying to put him in a good light. I don't think so. So we're going to remind you next week of all the things that Keith Price did. And that's just not only filed bankruptcy. Okay. So she's saying that Keith Freeman. I'll be mixing his name up. What Keith Freeman did, and that's not only filed bankruptcy. Now she's saying that basically the people have to go to Keith Price to get this information, which will make Mr. Gonzalez say, wait, if we're going to get the information from him, obviously he's being previewed to the information, and this is the information he should not be previewed to. Now, I want to verify this through Thornton Township residents. Is it the same process as Dalton, where Henyard can just appoint her administrator? We know she's going back foot and pussy cook. I'm just saying to say she didn't do it. We know she's going to come and say, I didn't hire him, just like she did Keith Freeman. But I just want to verify, is she able to do this? Now, I know Gonzalez said, hey, we didn't make a vote about it, but you already know how she been bombarded and stuff. And obviously, this man has some type of access to something. So we're just going to listen to a little bit more of the questions around Keith Price. And then we're going to look on the Thornton website to see if they ever updated it yet. Because this was a couple of weeks ago. This is a month ago. And if Tiffany's so big and bad, like she says she is, that website should be updated.
Board approved, correct?
It's a motion and a second on the floor.
Trustee Jones,
Hold on, I'm about to
Trustee
get to,
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
Supervisor Henyard.
No. All right, next
Motion
is there
passed.
a motion to approve an order to stop the travel records. You stop the travel, no, y'all stopped it, so what's the motion?
hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find Keith Price talking. Cause he was talking.
Is there a second?
He wasn't quiet
Motion and
here.
second. Any discussions?
Put my job on the line. Is there any way can we just have a short
Oh,
meeting?
this
5
is
minutes to
Hunt.
talk about-
Discuss with the finance director.
All right, I'm not about to go through this video, and so y'all can listen to what Keith Price got to say. We're gonna get to an article to hear what that sucker got to say, because he be playing both sides. When you look at the article, it sounded like he was kind of against Henyard, the way they kind of set it up, but then he just kind of how can I say, it wasn't mutual. He kind of just threw some suggestions out there as though he had the people best interest in mind. Now let's go to the Thornton website and see if they actually updated this Miss Powerful Henyard. And obviously she did not. This is today, in today time, Keith Price, Food Assistant Program Manager. And just like he likes to dox people, this is not doxing. This is a way to contact him. If you got any questions, email him. And I think you should ask him, residents, I love you guys, what is his credentials? I mean, outside of the things that he have done that we're going to go over, being alderman, punching people in the face, bullying them and all that stuff. What did he do, or what did he accomplish, or what type of, how can I say, educational background he had to take the place of administrator of a whole town? Okay, this is one thing that I do think you guys need to look at, and y'all probably did, but I do know that from what I heard, that the lawyer, they did it in Dalton, the lawyer changed the job description to be so abstract, it made it easy to fire people and hire people. So one of my suggestions as an online resident is to definitely look at the hiring, firing process, credentialing, and what is the job job requirements, their credentials as far as their history, and start from there. That's some of the things that I do think that you should talk to your up and coming representatives about, and we're going to get to that tomorrow. We gotta keep y'all updated on who's who and who's what. Allegedly, we're going to definitely have to pay attention because we got an election coming up in January. I kept saying November, that's the president. In January, you know how Tiffany says, she's in January 2025, I'm going to beat them, okay? As she say, they can't beat me, okay? So if you want to ask your new administrator of Thornton about how you feel or what's his credentials, don't hesitate to ask. And I think that since this is in the public platform, I know people like, oh, just Dalton residents, but you may need a little bit of help. Anyone who loves Dalton, I think you should ask those adequate questions, especially if you're in the finance and you have been an administrator. You may have the right questions to ask him, okay? Because we got to put this together in perspective. So this can be brought to not only the attorney general, but maybe a case sprung up that this man is not appointed beyond Tiffany Henyard. But we do know if she can hire him, then the next person then can fire him. Okay. And y'all need to keep your eyes on who is coming in. There are people who are saying, I'm running. And I don't know if everybody's paying attention. Okay. So now I just want to get to this little article. This article is a little tricky for me because I was like, yo, Keith Price is a sucker. He be playing both sides because if Tiffany first read it, Thornton Township trustees say they need more information on bills, residents slam bickering by board. Okay, so this is brought to you by the Chicago Tribune. Now we're just going to kind of go down to where Keith Price started talking, and y'all just going to hear him. He's such a sucker. All right, so right here's a start. Robert Hunt is the Township Finance Director and Trustee, said that they were looking to him to give more information about the bills, but Henyard insisted they needed to direct questions to Keith Price. which doesn't make sense because the man was sitting right next to him, Mr. Hunt. Okay. Price previously identified as operating the township food pantry, appearing to have been tagged by Henyard to replace Keith Freeman, previously her top aide at the township, who was fired last month. Okay. I should just pull the clip up for you guys. If you guys have questions, please talk to Keith Price, Henyard said. Gonzalez asks what Price job title is and whether he was approved by the board, which sets off an exchange with Henyard, who wouldn't really say what his job was. Okay, so highlighting that. And let's see. I think no, the next article is going to talk about Keith Freeman and him talking about the city of Dothan. I think is what I got up. All right. So here we go. We had the Chicago Tribune asking the same questions as us, highlighting that this man right here is replacing Keith Freeman, and allegedly everybody has to answer to him. So the main question today is, what would they be answering to? That's what we need to figure out. I believe that she put Keith Price in this position to further intimidate and orchestrate the control of the township. Let me put his old thick self right on the screen. That's what I believe. He is a pit bull. Okay. Now, this is what I want you to remember about this man right here. We're just going to get to it real quick. We ain't going to get into deep down in the waters. Y'all know how I like to do. But I want to show you what the man said he wasn't responsible for. Okay, just so y'all can remember and see it right there on the paper and really ask, because now this is what I think. Once you give somebody leeway to do something or get away with it, it emboldens them. He's been emboldened, and he's all the way crazy to me to even put himself in this situation. But he's emboldened, especially about things that happen in his career. You can tell. So this is what troubles me, because I believe that being emboldened is going to make him do more ruthless things. And that's just my opinion. He never came off as a good person to me, period. So this is Thornton Township Statement of Revenue Expenditures. This is the order. I think it's the general fund. Let me go back up to which one it is. This is, let me go back to the top. This is the audited report for 2023. Okay, and this was the stuff that was located on Thornton Township website, and hopefully it's still there. So what I did was got to the meat and butter. Okay, so right here, this is the breakdown. I went down to the 3-year comparison. This was a great budget report, audit report that I mentioned because of the way they broke it down, a lot of details. So I'm going to get to the 3-year comparison, where page I was on. Hold on one second, y'all. And it's going to compare 2022, 3, and 24 expected expenditures. Did I go this far? Hold on. Was this the... Okay, hold on one second. Is it? Okay. I'm going to go back to that page. Let me go to the General Assistant Fund page real quick. I'm going to go back to that page. I have the General Assistant Fund pulled up. And you see, they was asking about the General Assistant Fund and him having control over it. He's already spending, or in the department. I can't say he's spending. I'm going to say allegedly. He's already in the department that's spending the most money. This is Thornton Township General Assistant Fund. It is a comparison for 2022, 23, and 24. 24 is not over, and we're in the 9th month. So, this is a perceived, or, a prospective budget. What highlights to me that's a big issue is expenditures. So you have your revenue right here. Well, all of you, we ain't gonna go deep into details tonight. But right here, somebody gave her $2 million, supposed to give her a $2 million donation. They already got that inside of the funds already. I hope they got that, Thornton. I hope you got it. So basically what they're saying is the revenue for 2022 was 13 million, close to 14 million. The 2023, it was almost 12 million. It's 11.8 million. And the perceived amount of revenue is supposed to be 13.8 million in 2024, allegedly, because there's an infusion of funds, allegedly there's donation, and a $4 million grant. Already, she done put this up in here. Okay. Now, moving forward, what we want to focus on tonight is just this little section called expenditures. So I'm going to zoom on in. Okay. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. We have it up there. The main expenditures that you see, because that's it, is administrative division and Harvey Food Pantry. The administrative division actually consists of a lot of different elements. Okay. So I would assume it's a lot of money being spent. Not saying it's spent correctly, but you understand unemployment insurance, employee benefits, all of that right there falls under administrative division. Okay. And that's what's here, which is about $6.1 million for 2022, $5.1 million for 2023. And now is the administrative division expenditures is looking to go up $2 million this year, based on some of the things that we could go in a future date. Why is that? Now, the most important thing that we're talking about tonight, that's allegedly that I think is related to this man, that the FBI and people need to hone in on, even Lori Lightfoot, because something is not right here. This is bad. This one entity, which is the Harvey Food Pantry, have just about the equal amount of expenditures that the whole township of Thornton under this general assistance funds spends each year. All of these things that's being paid under the general assistance fund, office supplies, all the rigmarole, travel, training, the BS that we mad about. We mad about some of this shit. But then you go down into, this is all the same thing. This is all under administrative till we get here. And what's equivalent to this? Do y'all see what I'm saying? I'm digging it in the hole because it's a problem to me. That's why this man needs to not be in the situation that Henyard put his ass in. Okay? This is Harvey Food Pantry. What is the problem? They try to go down this year, and I'm not even trying to hear that. These last 2 years, according to this paper, 2022, 2023, and 2024, this is the pantry food donated. I would think it is a balance system between the item above, pantry food purchase. Okay, look at these two items, guys, and now look at the balance. How did we get this? You purchased about 800,000, 700,000, 800. I'm just giving numbers. This year, they expect us to buy $900 worth of pantry food purchase. Okay, but pantry food donated is far beyond. It is 5.4 million for 2022. 2023, 5.4 million again, about the same exact price. How? That them numbers fudged. Because it cannot be that damn close. Anybody know that. Okay. And now this year they are estimating to spend less, 3 million on food donations. So I really need you guys, when you get there and y'all see this sucker, I'm about to put him on the screen. Don't be scared of him. Act like Grace Levi. He a regular person. I know he could be intimidated when he put his thick ass up there. Ask him these questions about what the hell is going on, because we got a problem. And even though I keep saying 2 months because I was like, November. We got a couple more months, baby. We got about 4 more months of this, and they can do a lot. They can do a lot. Now we're going to start to get to know thicker than the stick of KP. Let me see if it was anything else. I think it's basically the same thing in the audit that was shown here. I think I just had it up by mistake, so I'm not going to show you anything from the audit report, but if y'all want to, you can see it. Now, this was a post, and I put his name in. I don't know where the hell this post came. Country Club Hills Informer. We're gonna go through Facebook. You know how we do. Facebook be giving you the juice, especially when that's that person MO, wherever they like to be. So he's a Facebook head. You know us 80s babies and stuff. We be on Facebook. So here is a post from Country Club Hills Informer. Not sure what's going on with her, but this is what she described Keith Price as. Okay? Okay. So we're going to listen and then we're going to evaluate everything. Keith Price, a 3-term alderman who at one point served simultaneously on the city council, school board, library board, and park district board. Now you already know the school board has a tremendous amount of money coming out of it. As we mentioned, as I told you, I'm fighting them taxes. That's what I paid attention to. I said, damn, the school board is levying it's like interest rate a rate of 20%. What is going on here? You guys, you gotta attend your school board meeting too. Don't just go to the regular board meeting. Go to the school board meeting. When I get back to Georgia, I'm going to the school board meeting, and Grace Levi are going to turn up. No, I'm not going to turn up. I'm going to have the facts, though. I'm going to turn up with the facts. I'm going to get them riled up about their taxes. I'm going to educate them in my little 3 minutes. They're going to want to talk to me. Okay, that's one of the things I do recommend that Thornton looks into, going to the school board meetings, getting control of the rate of the taxes that the school board applies to your property tax, and that's going to help lower it, or find out what is the conditions or what you can do to lower your tax rate, because some laws, as I mentioned, some states have a rate control law, and you as a citizen can apply for the rate cap at the time like this, when basically everything is just inflated. Does that make sense? So this is his 3 positions he was holding, and we're gonna read a case related to this, okay? Because this is why he says he identifies with Henyard, because he says, "Oh, they came after me. They don't like greatness. They don't basically." And it's not about greatness. It's about fairness, and it's about not having control across the board. And also, damn, you one person, why do you need 3 positions when everybody looking for a job? I'm just gonna be real. You're just greedy. So he had the city council, school board, library board, and parks district board before courts found the arraignment imprisonable. And that's what we're going to go into. Said the city path of recovery must start from the rehabilitation of its public image. That's what he said. So the rehabilitation of a community starts with its public image. We must detoxify it. We must get a better reputation, said Price, whose morally platform boils down to 3 planks: detoxify, beautify, and occupy. What the hell does that mean? We're going to try to break that down. That he believes it follows will transform the city. So this is Price 46 at this time, and a barber by trade. Okay? Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what did you do? What did you need before you got the hookup to get into these positions? Because literally, politics is know somebody to know somebody, kiss ass, and excuse my language. I was almost good. Kiss butt and try not to get nobody mad. Walk on eggshells, be politically correct but deceiving. This is what politics is leading to. That's why I don't mess around at the end of the day. But just because, like I told you guys, I don't participate in the system doesn't mean that I don't do what I have to do for as a citizen. I've been going back and forth with my tax assessor's office every year complaining about stuff. I've been going back and forth with the county and the illegal ticketing that's been going on in Atlanta in the tri-state area with this public company, and come to find out you guys have something that's similar. That's why I know I'm supposed to be in a fight with you guys, and I've been going for that. And I said, if it was more people who would just write letters, call this stuff out, we'll have some success. I mean, literally, even in court with the judge, he didn't want to hear my argument when I said that this entity who gave me a ticket outside of the scope of the school zone is not a law official, and you're literally relinquishing the power of the law official to a private company that's taking pictures of us. Does that sound like what is it called? Total recall? They got us living in total recall. You get home, you get 1,000 tickets. They're gonna listen to us in the car and we curse. They're gonna be like, ticket. That's where it's going to if we don't stand up. So these are some of the things that this movement have pushed me to, and I hope it's doing the same thing for you. So go back to Keith Price. This man was a barber. Where else? Let's see what else he has, because we need to hear credentials here. Okay. Said that he believes Harvey, now we're going to get to know Harvey a little bit, can shed its stigma by operating more transparently and being more accountable to the public. You say that about Harvey a couple years ago, but look what you support now. Part of that accountability, he said, also must be extended to the business owners, landowners, homeowners who will need to better maintain their property. Okay. In cohorts with the city's effort to remove eyesores and tear down abandoned buildings. So, this is Keith Price. He tried to put that out there. Anybody who will just read this will be like, oh God. So it sounds a little good. You see the politics, detoxify, beautify, and occupy. I should have been pointing fingers and shaking my head like Reverend Al Sharpton. If anybody giving you things like this, like a poem, don't believe them. You'd be like, only believe them if they rap like me. Like you were like, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. So, all right, let's move forward. I found that interesting because, just doing your kind of general research, and then you just look, you're like, oh, he good. No, I don't think so. All right, so let me get this off the screen. Blessings, how are you? Don't play with my yo-yo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone joining me tonight. I love you and appreciate you. Let's move on to this, okay? Now, this is talking about the appellate court. Now, I think I have the court case, but if we could briefly go over this real quick. Basically, he was trying to say that the positions that he held was not in conflict. And obviously, by the court cases that you see me read involving Tiffany Henyard, Keith Price, allegedly Delgado, those two positions she had even conflict. That's why I don't even understand how she wasn't recalled. What was the grounds for her not to be recalled? I need to probably get into that case because it doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's just get to this. Keith Price was kicked off of 3 elected seats, except for the library board. Okay, he lost his email. What did he say? He lost his email to retain the seat. He said he lost his email. What does that mean? He lost his email to retain the seat. Okay, his case is now used as a reminder to elected officials regarding holding multiple incompatible seats. The state mentioned for summary judgment was granted, and Mr. Price was outed from all offices except the library district board. So what we're going to get into just a little bit of his argument. You know what I'm saying? And he just manipulated the things that he said. Okay, so California ruled. So he appealed it. He appealed it and he lost. But he put a lot into his filing, or his lawyer did, I will first say. His lawyer did a good job. They tried it. Mr. Price argued that there was no evidence of the actual conflict of interest because there was no specified situation where he had to recuse himself or abstain from voting to avoid conflict, and therefore the office was compatible. The court was not persuaded. It is an inherent nature of the duty of the office that controls and analyzes the court's held, not whether there has actually been an occasion where a recusal, or you see what I'm saying? Abstention was necessary. But it's never been a proven thing. So this is all make-believe. And someone who don't know the law be like, yeah, it's all make-believe. They ought to give my man a chance. That's why we got to go in and learn law, because things like this, even when here, I don't know how they found it, but they had to see a conflict of interest. And I think maybe it's because, I'm not going to say because I totally don't know, but what made them win in this case is that they found a Q warranto. So Q warranto is basically, do you have the right to be in this position? So I would assume that the trustees of Dalton did that, but I'm going to find out to see why they didn't win their case. So it says the holding in the Price case provides useful guidance to the public officials regarding the potential incompatibilities of office. There are several Illinois Attorney General's opinions that provides guidance on incompatibility of office issues, but there have been a few cases addressing the issue because nobody's stupid enough like Henyard to have somebody had 3 jobs like a Jamaican. Why? He's already on the food pantry, allegedly not knowing $6 million coming out. And then you're going to put him in charge of everything, administrative money. What? Baby, that's why this is not common, because we're dealing with a non-common person who ain't got no common sense. And I would just put Miss Uncommon back on the screen because she is the center of all this. And I have to remind Miss Henyard, because what she say is clickbait, is fraud. Nobody has nothing to talk about her. They're making this up. We're putting the pieces together as residents of Dalton that this ain't correct. And listening to several interviews with Dalton residents, it is amazing to realize how long they've been in the fight and how long it's been like almost swept under the rug. But they were fighting and they were fighting and still fighting. And now that, they have the backing of the internet, the local news, guess what? We all still waiting. Everybody saying the same thing. Get the FBI. So I want to give them love and blessings to let the Dalton residents know, because I know I talk about the content creators, what we do and things like that, but I know what y'all do. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't even call attention to this. It's not just Hannibal. People had to get wind of what y'all were posting, what you were saying. So keep up the good work. All right. So moving forward, this is from Ty. Now, when I talk about if he want to dox, we could dox too. Allegedly, this sucker, and I'm put his ugly self back on the screen so y'all know what I'm talking about. He doxed Carmen. He put her address and everything on Facebook. It is convenient for Keith Price to pull records on Carmen now that he's against Tiffany Henyard. Now that Carmen's against Tiffany Henyard, why won't they pull out the records for the whole goon squad like Keith Price, assault? We're gonna talk about that. Michael Smith, assault on his auntie. Okay, allegedly. I bet with those records, Keith Price wouldn't be hired for any position at the city of San Jose. This is what we read before, but it didn't have this picture. I don't remember this picture. Now, this right here is basically Keith Price responding to someone, and all that not to answer the simple question. You have video and email proof from what was presented. Did she lie? I already know she steals. She has charges for that. Actually, they're investigating everybody, and don't think that you is excluded from being on the damn DJ list. You see how this man is? Do you see how this man is? So he outed her. He put her information there. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to zoom in because he's very, very disrespectful. Okay. We may hopefully we could go into this. I want to send a shout out to Mr. Paul Robinson, another Roberts. I do apologize, not son Roberts. Another Dalton resident who's been putting in that work. Amazing person, amazing family, and he just made an announcement that Thornton Township answered another FOIA request 2 days after I asked the Attorney General Public Access Counselor to step in and help. On August 21st, I requested all invoices from any goods and services used from August 2024 Taste of Thornton Township. This includes performing arts fees, security details, supervisor, stylists, all of that he went in. He said engineers, DJ, videographers, designers. He named them all. Additionally, I request the number of the township employees assigned to work this event and the number of hours worked for each of them. So I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to see if there's anything significant, but it is. Look what he said. Oh, this was the findings. Let me finish reading. We paid 21 township employees to work a total of 157.5 hours at the event that day. Expenses that they gave me totaled $74,900 for one day. A taste at Thornton. I should. mm, what food? What cost that much? Yo, they are terrible. Maybe I'm just a cheapskate and I know how to budget. I know how to throw a party. I don't need all of this. What 74,000? Almost $75,000, but they did not include food, the advertisement, the stage banners, stylists, videograph. That didn't include everything. Because you got to be detailed orientated when you make these freedom of information requests. So he put all of that. And he said that 74.9 thousand basically did not include these items, which is the food, advertisement, stage banner, stylist, videographer, photographer, DJ, and security. This information right here is what we need. Okay, it needs to be out there. So shout out to Mr. Paul Roberts. It says the fee for Kiki Wise. You remember we was cracking on Kiki Wise over there, her little flippity flap eyes like she a demon. Y'all remember I told you demons move with demons. Kiki Wise eyes was flippity flop. If y'all ain't see it when I talked about it, go back to one of my lives. I forgot what day that was. And Jay Holiday, they were paid $30,000 and $20,000. It ain't even have enough people there for that. Oh, each artist requests a deposit of over 60% paid before June 20th, which the balance due 2 days before the concert. Tiffany called a special board meeting for July 1st and somehow got Jerry Jones and Darlene Everett to agree to authorize a deposit for $31,500. Whoa, that's why people don't like Jerry Jones. He over there trying to pretend. Remember I told you Jerry Jones was over there trying to protect his pension, and he was turning state. This Jiglet is still doing stupid stuff. Because that was just the other day. This Taste of Thornton, where they had Kiki Wilder with her blinking and demon eyes up there. Okay, so we'll keep our eyes on Jerry Jones. That's why people say that he's a snake. He's a whole snake. Okay, so they help authorize this money. All right, we're gonna move on because I don't want to get distracted. Y'all know how I am. I like to get in details, but that is some plain out bullshit. And I tell y'all, don't let her beat you in the head talking about you got to do another term with her. So shout out to Mr. Roberts. Keep doing the amazing job. Now let's get into a little bit more. Now, when you put Keith Price's name in, this is what you get. Now, this is what you really get. It's not a lot because I ain't going deep into details, but we're going to get into it a little bit when you're doing your little research on them. Here you go. Said this was normal, August 13th. He said, I got a call from a friend working on an oil field in Texas. Oh, is this the same person? First thing out of her mouth, oh, they were basically happy that Lacey got his ass in trouble. And they said, I don't know why y'all argue with Keith Price. Y'all never gonna win. He ain't seen his penis in over a decade. Let me stop. He ain't trying to lose shit else. I'm done. I'm Messy Dalton politics. I ain't mad at y'all. Make them laugh. Okay, literally got to use the mirror to see his. And y'all think he about to stand down on an argument? He mad. So he basically saying he backed up. But if you see his wife, she's beautiful. And allegedly, there's more conflict of interest when we get into it. Okay, Miss Price. Okay. I think she's the president of the library board that is still on. We're going to show you. So Keith Price stated that all that food, cases of turkey and ham and other goods like pie crust, spices and canned goods came from surplus supply at the pantry. Yet they didn't have any food to give the children in the after-school program because they could not use the credit cards. You see the manipulation here? You see the manipulation here? Pay attention. That's why I say don't believe the hype. I got to use that as an ad-lib. So this is the article that we already read. And this is Keith Price says, this is August 16th. Keith Price says she gives gives what? Tax dollars? That woman has made millions. Why she can't give her own money to people for parties or bingo? Okay, off that, what she wants to do. Taxpayers don't want their tax dollars being wasted in these ways with Tiffany face all over it. And that's what she did. She put her name on book bags and things like this. Let me see what this Buckets had to say. He said, why does the news keep saying she's missing? This is what they know. She's loved. And the news never reports on how she gives back. And the news was there tonight. No mention in any article I've seen so far. Back to your regular scheduled program. Tonight's bingo. Mm, look at him capping for her. This is when she probably didn't. I think this is the time when she was trying to hold the meeting upstairs. Everybody was downstairs. Possible. Okay, here we go. He's a piece of. What else he said? Keith Price, timing is not ironic, and the two people are close to her, correct? That's not a coincidence, just my opinion. This Keith Price, not at all. It's a coincidence. I wonder who they talking about. Nah, that's just the people who close to her. So let's go on. We're gonna move on. Keith Price be going back and forth with people. You know what I'm saying? Trying to control the agenda. Don't be scared of him. Sue his ass. So did Keith Price just call Nate a pussy? I'm trying to tell you. I gotta read it because he called him out on the paperwork he passed out. Ridiculous. This was August 15th. This is who we're dealing with. This is who we're dealing with. Let me put him back on the screen so y'all can remember what's going on. Don't let him fool you. Okay. Let me see what else. This is kind of what we were reading before about the spending. And if it's anything else, here we go. According to Keith Price, he is not the Thornton Township Administrator like Keith Freeman. Technically, Keith Freeman may still be the Thornton Township Administrator, and assistants do not have power for the whole township to report to. Remind Tiffany that. So this is August the 17th. I didn't have it at the meeting because I didn't know she was going to lie again. Who? I guess talking about Carmen. At the last meeting, it was all presented. Go look at it in the Lansing Journal website. I'm the pantry manager and Tiffany executive assistant. Neither of those have to be approved by the board. And we're going to verify that. I didn't call her names. I called her what she is and showed it again with the video and email. So like he said, I said she a liar. I ain't calling names. I'm calling her what she is. You sound a little bit like Grace. I'll be like, I ain't lie. You probably didn't like how I said it, but I said it. That's why I can stand toe to toe with this man. Okay? I understand his ammo, but he full of shh. And I think it's in his gut too, and in his mouth. Okay? What makes you think that I'm going to keep allowing her lies as if I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to do? Did you text her and ask her why she's lying? So he came in there hot. If you were, and I'm going to say this because I'm not in position and people be expecting me to behave a certain way. If he should be behaving a certain way, if he coming in as administrator, and if somebody say he didn't provide the information, he could simply say, hey, I got you. I'm going to provide it for you later. Or listen, I'll prove on our next meeting, or I'll put it out there and show that we did forward it to you. Point blank, simple. Because he's a monster and a bully, he wants to sway your mind right there at that time, and you better agree. That's the type of stuff he's on. Oh, snap. Keith Price is in Dalton Politics Group spy. Okay? And I'm going to leave that right here. Oh, this is him talking about Lori Lightfoot. You remember I told you he ain't beat for Lori Lightfoot at all. Activists slam Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot for directing millions into COVID-19 relief. I ain't going to get into that right now because I know people sensitive about Ms. Lightfoot. You know, I'm just going to try to be a little bit politically correct, but if I got to pull out the ammunition and just say, hey, you know what people did, I don't care. I mean, she do better, so there ain't no need for me to call her out. But y'all not going to pretend like everything is perfect. I will not let you. Not on my time, baby. Okay, So if y'all want to find Keith Price, y'all remember what I said. Go on Thornton Township page. Go and email my man. Ask him some questions about his credentials. But obviously he missing a whole lot. The nigga was a barber. He looks like a barber. Now I can say that. Now, this is one of his pages, and I don't think he's very active on this, but people been getting at him. People been getting at him, just leaving messages down here. And this is what they wanted to talk about was Michael Smith. So I think do anybody know who's Michael Smith assistant? Even Michael Smith is not considered a Dalton administrator, like the people, we don't accept him. But allegedly Tiffany said this bullshit. So the BS that she said, who is his assistant? Do y'all think it's KP? Because they said the person don't want to be said, they don't want to be known. So you think it's KP? And KP probably got 3 positions? What y'all think? Or do y'all know who is this assistant to this monster? To this monster. We're going to get into him, but not today. All right, so y'all get ready for this because we're going to get into him. I kind of did it our last live, but no, we're going to do a special live just for Mr. Smith, the former trustee, child pedophile, allegedly. Oh, dang, made me think about they not like us. They not like us. It made me think of Kendrick. All right, so now let's see, can we get to this? Now let's find out a little bit more by way of article. This is Courthouse News Service. Man says alderman beat him unconscious. Who are we talking about? Let's put him on the screen. This is who we talking about. I'm going to put the article up there and we're going to read it because that is actually the case that we're going to read tonight. And this case highlights a gentleman named Christopher Wilson that has no connection to Miss Carl Wilson or Alexis Wilson. I just want to give y'all a heads up. I had to hit my babe like, I'm about to do this on this. Is this somebody you related to? She said no. I said cool, because I don't want to be talking about, But at the end of the day, I was like, that would have been weird if it was your family that was involved with this right here. I honestly, we're going to read this. I don't like the outcome of this case. It pisses me off. Let's get to it. So this happened in 2019. It says, a man says alderman beat him unconscious. An alderman from the city of Harvey beat an auto shop worker unconscious in an argument over cars parked on the street in front of the shop. The mechanic says, Christopher Wilson claims a Cook County court that Alderman Keith Price came to Midnight Auto to complain about the cars and demanded that Wilson summons the owner to get the car, like right now. Wilson said he told Price to do it himself. Price responds by punching him repeatedly in the head until he fractured Wilson's jaw and knocked him out. This is 2009. I told you this man is a monster. Thank God put a weight on him. Arms and legs so big he probably can't move fast enough. How evil his brain is. I tell you, that's how God do. Ate yourself into stupor. All right. So Price was, I'm talking about you, Price, because you's a pizza. You a pizza. You need to come sit down with me and talk to me and tell me what you found about this $5 million. This $5.5 million. Yes, I said it. If you sit with me, I'm going to air you out. You can't yell. You can't do nothing. You can point your fingers. I'm going to tell you to shut up and stick to the facts. And you're going to sit there and we're going to talk about it if you want to come on my show. I think I'll probably be the only one that can stand with Keith Price and not be intimidated. No cat to nobody else. It's just something about that man. You see what I'm saying? I'll go toe to toe with him. Toe to toe. Let me tell you about yourself, sir. I'm your mama. I told y'all what he said. When he found out that I was from Newark, okay, all of a sudden we was talking for 45 minutes. Everything was perfect. And he like, where you from or whatever, how it came up. And I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Oh, I could tell. Yeah, you probably got a blade in your bra. All this stuff. I said, sir, take it down. Because I was sitting here with you all this time, and all of a sudden now you want to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because from where I'm from. That's why I told you, I don't judge people on the way they talk and where they from, because you have to judge them based on their character. So I said, when I was sitting here with you, you ain't had nothing to say. But he's the type of person that will use something that he knows against you. So because they know that people from North gets down, we don't play that. Like we about that life. That's the stigma. He tries to connect to me. Be careful when you talk to this man, because then he played mind manipulation. That's a Jedi move. That was to make me like, oh, get defenseless and get defensive and whatever. And I'm like, Jigga, stop. You the thug. You the thug. I should be under this bench. And then I was like, yo, you got, what's your glasses? He had some glasses, y'all. He probably was a camera. I was like, that's a camera. He's like, no, that's not a camera. Let's just go light, dark. He started explaining it to me. I said, fuck around, you recording me. So I'm ready. Y'all just let him know if he ever want to sit down with Grace Levi. He don't have to feel obligated, but I would love to, because the way he presents himself as though you can't have a conversation with someone and you're going to intimidate them, that's not happening here. So let's get to him punching the guy in the face. Okay? So Wilson said he told Price to do it himself. Price responded by punching him repeatedly in the head until he fractured Wilson's jaw and knocked him out. Price was responding to the complaint from senior citizen who said the vehicles were illegally parked and were blocking their view of northbound traffic, according to the complaint. Out of his scope, when he should have just called the police to take it in tow. You see what I'm saying? It's out of your scope. You shouldn't even went down there. But because you so big and bad and you control everything, once you get a little power, this is what happens when you give the wrong people power. So Price have called the city about the parked cars, but got no response, the complaint stated. Allegedly. But you the alderman. You can't get the police to go down there. You get everything else done. So, you know, that's a lie. According to the Harvard newspaper, Price spent 120 days in jail. Good. Lock that ass up. Lock that ass up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to have to say it. Good. He deserved it. 120 days in jail for the 1999 incident of domestic battery and resisting police officers, and was also convicted of battery in 2008. Oh, this was from another one. Yo, he a monster. He went to jail for something else for 1999 incident of domestic battery. He has a history. You telling me that this man's supposed to be in public office? Y'all gonna have to put some laws in. We all got to put some laws in, because criminals can be in public office. Now, I know I said that anybody could be charged with a felony in Atlanta driving. They just put everybody on papers. But this is assault and battery. And this is a pattern. That's what I look for. I look for patterns. I don't give people benefit of the doubt when it's patterns. I'm not beat. So addition from being an alderman, he became that after this. What's up with the people? Don't be mad because I called y'all. Feelings be hurt, but come on, somebody put him in this position in Harvey after this. In addition to being an alderman, Price and Harvey Park District Commissioner, he was a park commissioner and a member of the school board. So this was at about the time before they moved him off of that position. Wilson and his wife, Camilla Booker, sued in federal court in 2008. Judge William Hebler ruled that Price was not acting within the scope of the position as alderman and dismissed the 2 counts. Did y'all hear me? Did you hear me? That's why I didn't like the outcome of this case. It was like he knew the judge. Something wasn't right. They basically subtract him from being liable because he wasn't acting in the capacity of alderman when he went down there, in which he was, because they called him like he was the alderman, but then he went down there acting like the popo. So that's how they highlighted it, like, you know, his friend, I think this was the case where somebody he was with said they was the police and he wasn't the police. It was even incidents like this involving this man. So let's just get to it a little bit, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of the court findings of why the appellate court didn't reverse the claim, meaning like the guy basically got punched in the head, knocked out, and lost. Okay, that made me mad, And I know Keith Price like, yeah, that emboldened him. That they made a monster. Okay. So Wilson and Booker refiled in Cook County Court. They seek more than $2 million in damages from the city and Price alleged battery and negligence. They are represented by Gary Ashman and Stein. So we have the outcome to that case. Okay. And we're going to get to it just so you can understand the outcome and how I think some people are bought and focused. So that's why I'm not with the politically correct thing all the time, y'all. I can't be bought and sold. We're not about to do that. Honesty is honesty. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. What's up, Uncle Charles? Welcome to the chat. Blessings. Let me just get to you guys a little bit. That criminal, the biggest prison criminal, treats people with Mr. Fat drugs. Keith Prive, boyfriend, Kamal. Y'all, they probably be having fun together. Y'all remember it was this video? Did y'all ever see this video where they was complaining about the fitness center and they was renting it out for parties and they had strippers there? Y'all want me to bring that up before I read the case real quick? I'm about to bring it up. I couldn't find a way to show y'all. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let me see. Oh shoot! If I could pull it up, give me 1 second. If I could pull it right up, it'll be good. Cause somebody had to do a little clip. Okay. Complain about strippers. It was at Melanie Fitness. Now I'm taking a chance just Googling this because we content creators and somebody probably didn't hone in on it. Footage of Mayor Henyard using public bill. Yeah, what the hell they did hold on to it. Urban Voice. Let me see. But it's 23 minutes. I'm about to get to it. Y'all about to watch today. Not the 23 minutes, but y'all about to see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Neighborhood be living a life. That's why they want to keep Melody Simmons. Yes, it's live, Miss Ortiz. Hey, how are you today? Yes, I'm live. I'll be doing premieres and stuff, but not it's live. We here for it today. Let's listen to how they've been using Melody Fitness. And the only reason why I'm getting distracted about this is because Jana said something about them being all together. You know what I'm saying? Doing the rich and elite exchange and swinger shit.
It's a community center, a taxpayer-funded facility, not a place where you'd expect to find a risque pool party complete with an advertised cash bar and exotic dancing.
The Melanie Fitness Center in Dalton has a large pool and exercise room. And last month, the taxpayer-owned facility was used for a racy adult pool party.
I couldn't believe it. They was making it rain on her derriere with $1 bills. That type of activity belongs.
It was a pool party, and with a pool party, people have on bathing suits. And that's how young people dance nowadays. So you cannot censor how people dance at a pool party.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard is embroiled in controversy as her shady activities.
All right, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to leave this clip for y'all at the bottom because I just wanted to show y'all and remind y'all that happened. And I had watched the Dalton meeting back in the day. And it wasn't under Mayor Henyard. It really wasn't. I think it was under Rogers. I really do. Or it was at the beginning of hers. I have to verify it, y'all. But just go to Urban Voice because they got the clip. I don't know this channel. I just happened to just Google it. Y'all saw. I got a little bit ADHD, but you know what I'm saying? Got me talking about the swingers and stuff. Damn, they over there swinging. Okay, hold on. We're going to get to the case, and then I'm going to see if y'all if I put your comments on the screen. I did. Okay. I'll just be putting y'all comments up there as y'all talk. Let's just get to why the judge, because it is kind of a long case. Is this it? Yeah. So I'm not about to go through the whole thing because we kind of summed it up. It's 11 pages. So this was the original order, and I didn't like it. Don't you know no good? I didn't like it. Something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. He had to know this damn man. All right. All right. This got me mad. So basically, okay, the physical altercation ultimately resulted in both criminal and civil proceeding. In the civil proceeding filed by Wilson in the circuit court, he named both Price and the city as a defendant. The city liability was premised on Wilson's assertion that all times relevant here, though defendant Keith Price was an alderman employed by the city of Harvey, and at the time herein was acting in the capacity of an agent, servant, and employee of the city of Harvey and municipality corporation. Because Price was in the city employee at the time of the attack. It says because Price was in the city's employee. That's what it say. At the time of the attack, Wilson asserted that the city was subjected to liability under the Illinois Tort Immunity. Now, this is something that I want y'all to pay attention to, because when we read the other cases that involve Thornton or Dalton against somebody against them for bad behavior related to Henyard, Keith Freeman, things like that, it's usually they fall under the capacity of working as a servant. Okay, they said that the alderman in this case wasn't acting in his capacity, and the other ones wasn't either. You see what I'm saying? When they're doing what they were doing, they were all acting over and beyond in their capacity, conspiring and acting like they had power over people, like in the Thrasher case that we just read, or the Williams, I think it was Williams, the one that we just read with the school board. They were pretending to have this capacity of power under their position. So when I read this, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? What is going on here? Harvey is moving a little crooked. All right, made me feel away because Rice was a city. So this is why she said that they're liable. And you know, people broke. They talk a whole lot, but they ain't got money. Talking about sue me. And they know they're being sued in their official capacity. Okay. So in this criminal matter, Price was tried and convicted of battery by way of the bench trial. So he took it to a bench trial. You know he hard-headed. And he was sentenced to 24 months conditional discharge and was ordered to perform 30 days community service. So he ain't go to jail. He did 30 days community service for the actual criminal charge of battery, okay? Which should have been more because he had a bench trial. So he asked for a trial, no matter type of bench trial. So he should have been punished to the fullest extent, because that's what they do to us when we be like, you know, you go to court for tickets. I'm gonna talk about it. And then you be like, I want to go to trial. They be like, well, you know, you could go to jail for 90 days and have up to $500 fine. And it be straight a red light. And if you lose, they be trying to sock it to you. So why they ain't sock it to this sucker? That's what I'm saying. That political connections, there was something not right, allegedly. So the city motion was granted and the ruling was upheld on appeal. So the city filed a motion to dismiss the complaint, arguing that Wilson failed to state a valid claim, basically saying that his claim was not valid because this guy wasn't working in the capacity of an alderman. But he was receiving phone calls in one of those capacities, but it's hard to prove because he's wearing so many damn hats. You see what I'm saying? This is how they kind of got this off. It kind of really made me feel some type of way. I'll be mad. So the city motion was granted, saying, hey, we ain't got nothing to do with this. That man was acting out of his capacity. He could have had it been in one of them other hats. And then they upheld it on appeal. And affirming the dismissal, the Seventh Circuit explains, even assuming that Price was at midnight order, because they're not disputing what happened. He said in the capacity legitimately related to his role as a legislator, I do apologize, as a legislator, it is indisputable that Price crossed that line and entered the realm of law enforcement. Where did that come from? And either way, he can't act in the capacity of law enforcement. So that's why I was a little pissed with this, which wholly is unrelated to the city's subsequent filing a motion for summary judgment arguing that there was no genuine issue of merit facts, that the city was immune from liability under that act. So I don't know what they did not show, because they couldn't show, like he said he got the phone calls. They can't show what capacity he was working under. If they was like, Alderman Price, we need you to come down here. Or it was, Library Board Price, trustee, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So this is what kind of, how can I say, weakened his case. Because I never heard of them being able to separate like an alderman, a mayor, a trustee, even a trustees to a certain capacity. Now, I think this too, because these positions are sometimes part-time, and I had to think about this. That's, for instance, let me give you an example. One of the trustees are just outside and they happen to get into a fight. That person, and the fight has nothing to do with their position, like literally got into a fight. Other than the judge, well, they didn't even do that to that judge out here that had a fight. That's not why she lost her judge. Like she was debarred. She was debarred because of ex parte meeting. But that was the last thing that blew up in front of everybody. But what I'm saying is that, so for instance, if you got Belcher, she goes out and she gets into something, and it has nothing to do with her capacity as a trustee, this may be the outcome of that, because they'll say you have to go after her in her personal capacity. I'm just using that as an example. Does that make sense? So I got mad at this, but I saw how they got it off. So my man got punched in the face, broken his jaw. His jaw got broken by the monster. And they end up, he had to spend money, because the lawyers, if you don't win nothing, you got to pay them. I mean, definitely, I do think it's some type of charges. It probably won't be the full amount, but it's some charges. He got medical bills, and then he went and refiled. And when you refile an appeal, you have to pay for all the transcripts, file it on time. Transcripts can cost you between $250 to $500. That's why it's hard to even appeal shit. That's why they be like, they know it's hard for us as a regular people. They know it's hard for us. Blessings Javar. What's going on, Grace Levi and Chad? Yes, he didn't know if Keith Price is definitely a valid man. What it says? It says, yes, he didn't know if Keith Price was definitely a valid man, and he loves to flash guns. Ooh, show me what you're working with, Jarvis. What? I'm gonna have to Google that. I could Google it and see what come up. Guns and butter. That's why they like guns and butter out there. I told y'all out there. Don't be mad, Thornton, because they representing pretty bad. She got them people out there smoking weed, toting guns. You gotta get on them. You're gonna talk about Price like that. Jesus, I could believe it. So, okay, that's the Wilson case. Again, this was the court appeal. That whole reading was 12 pages. So it basically went into what I just told you in a nutshell. Then we have, that case took place. Let me just give you a date when he did that, when he punched the guy. That was October 2012. Okay. That was in 2012 was the court case. So let me clarify something. If this other court case took place to move him out of the capacity of all of these positions he was in 2011, that means that he may not even been in all those positions at the time of the fight. I'm about to go to the next article. The next case. That's the one where they were trying to get him out of those 3 positions. I thought the article I just shared with you for 2012 was before this, but this actually happened in 2011. So he may not even been in all of the capacities. But as I mentioned, if he wasn't doing something pertaining, like the example I wanted to give, if he was coming out of a meeting and got into something with somebody and then he punched him in the face, or during a meeting or during one of his actions, I think that would have made him more liable. Does that make sense? So the year prior to that, that's when they came after him in appellate court. This is People versus Price, and this was headed by Anita Alvarez. And basically, he tried to run game here. Y'all listen to what he said, but I want y'all to understand that don't let nobody do this to y'all again. Be a Jamaican on y'all time and have like 30 jobs. Be a Haitian or Jamaican. So I got 30 jobs. Because you can't be the alderman and the executive assistant and the library board and the mayor. Like literally, that sounds like back in the day when it was slavery time. The way they moving, like they just doing anything. You see what I'm saying? At the beginning of America Republic, when it really was a republic, not for us, but you know what I'm saying. This is weird, the way they moving. So Chief Price, the defendant Price, appeals an order of the Circuit Court of Cook Court granting summary judgment to the plaintiff people of the state of Illinois. So they granted this. It's like they didn't even have to go to trial. The judge was like, "You're out of here." So this judge was allegedly not biased. Okay, I'm gonna just say the other one was suspect. So Price argues that the circuit court error, and this is how his little mind worked. And I bet you he came up with this with his lawyer, because you see how Tiffany think that, like, people say like Price is smart. You know what I'm saying? Like he know law, because they like hood lawyers like me. And then they think they know a lot like me. I be having to deal with the experts. I cross-reference my stuff. And I got my lawyers, and that's what I think he did here too, because some of this is a little tricky. I'm like, this jigger, it sounds like a Keith Price. So they said that Price argued that the circuit court error in granted summary judgment on the state amended complaint, because they made an amended complaint, granting the state leave to intervene and denying Price motion to dismiss under section 2-615. Okay. We conclude that the conflict duties of Price office render those office incompatible. The circuit court properly grants leave to intervene, meaning that the office that he played can't come in and intervene and do nothing, because you got 3. The pleading required for Q warranto are such that the circuit court properly refused to dismiss the state amended complaint, and that's what he was saying. No, Q warranto. I'm going to tell y'all in detail what that means, but basically, it's asking the question that does he has the legal capacity to actually take that position? Okay, and that's how they won and got him out of it. Hold on 1 second. So it is Q warranto literally means by what authority or by what warrant. Okay, according to Black Law Dictionary. Okay, and this is to determine whether an individual was in a lawful position of his office, and if not, to oust him from the position. So that's what I said. That's probably what was filed towards Henyard, I will hope, and that was the grounds to get them out of these positions. So basically, he said that his position was supposed to be representing him, and that they, when they made the amendment, that they messed up. The judge shouldn't have didn't approve that, as well as what we read before. They didn't show any proof of a situation that proved that it was a conflict, which was BS. So this one was a win for the people. It says the records of appeal disclose the following facts. In May 2007, Price assumed that the office of alderman for the 6th Ward of Harvey, Illinois, board member of Harvey School District 152, and commissioner of Harvey Parks District, each of which has an elected 4-year term. And in May 2009, Price assumed the office of Harvey Public District board member. So he was holding 4. Okay, so he was the alderman of 6th Ward. He was an Illinois board member of the school district, and he was the commissioner of Harvey Parks and District. And then he assumed the position of Harvey Library. Who even got him? Who voted on this man? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all, I love y'all, but this ain't right. Y'all know better that this ain't right. So he lost all 3 positions, and he stayed on the library board. And this was, what was it? Let me go look. This is what I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all something. There was something else on this post that was supposed to come up, so I can show y'all his why. There we go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yep. Do you want to tell people business, Price? Now, he got left on the school library board. And guess who is affiliated to that meet Africa? This beautiful woman. She is beautiful. I don't know, girl. She got to love him. Because what they said, he haven't seen his in how many years? She said, but I seen it, and that's my man, and I'm sticking beside him. Don't go to jail for him, baby. So update, Keith Price's wife is currently elected official of the library board. Who knew? Conflict of interest or not? Okay. It was something else that showed. Look what they said. They said a current list of questionable appointees associated tied to Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Google all of them. Lavelle Redmond. They mad at that Lavelle Redmond. You just lay low, sir. They not forgetting you. They want you far away. Keith Freeman, Lacey Lewis, Michael Smith, Keith Price, Andrew Holmes, Brantley, his name Bo Brantley law firm. What about Delgado allegedly? It's way more, y'all. Don't stop there. Okay, you're gonna have to say Trustee Jones too for what we saw. Home. I mean, well, these are questionable. House. You know what's his name? Hunt. They missing a lot of names here. Everybody around her is questionable at this damn point. Okay. So I just wanted to show y'all who was Keith Price, why, and how his position right now is a conflict of interest. Where did I see that? I had the little post that showed who was the park district and everything. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm looking at the people of the state of Illinois. This is who are they going against? This was the judge. I'm just trying to make sure this was the appellate court. Oh, do y'all know somebody named Mr. Brown? Because there's somebody that was a trustee in Harvey named Brown that seemed to be connected to Price somehow. Because when I did my research and I kept pulling up Price, Brown came up and he was just as aggressive. The jigger was just as aggressive. So I'm thinking they were friends or something. Tell me about somebody named Brown who was a trustee at Harvey, because we're going to be going into these other places too just a little bit. He says, I really don't think Tiffany's going to see her daughter's graduation. She really deserved not to because of the cover of Miss Wilson's daughter that her police department unalive. And I'm with you. Shout out to you, Mike Price. Yes. And tomorrow we're going to be doing a special, and we're going to be highlighting one of the officers who was involved in the untimely murder of Miss Alexis Wilson. And his name is, we're going to be doing Sergeant Ryan Perez first. So we're going to be breaking down some information about the case that some of you guys may not know to disprove they bullshit. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Shout out to you, Mr. Price, for bringing that up. I appreciate you. You are on task and on point. Let's get to a few other comments. Lacey has committed high crimes against the Black people in Dalton. Yes, he has. He was one. Did they have his name on the list? They ain't have his name on the DJ list, right? Lacey Lewis. Yep. Okay. Hi there, everybody. Ortiz, shout out to you. Miss Ortiz. Hi, everybody. Greetings from this German right here, living in Cali. Blessings. You know what I'm saying? I love it. International. That's what I'm talking about. People from around the world. That's what I'm talking about. Free to be. Now, I had this thing up. So it was the people against Brown. So if y'all know anything about Brown in the Harvey district, please let me know. It's something about that man. I think he's connected to Price. Okay. So this was another frivolous lawsuit. Now this was in 2018, where it says lawsuit, City of Harvey, man ID as mayor's brother harassed businesses. Alderman lawsuit, a scare tactic. Alderman lawsuit. I said Alderman, I do apologize. Because I know y'all people are probably like, who's that Alderman? You know, give me a break. Okay, check it out. Look, I know this has something to do with Price. And I believe he was the one that called it frivolous. Okay, so this article, okay. The city of Harvey, an alderman and a man identified as the brother of the mayor who may or may not have been a police officer are facing lawsuits from two businesses. This is 2018. It just gets better. This is Price. This is his ass. Okay. Do you want a white collar crime criminal like Keith Freeman, or you want a thug who think he can do white collar crime, the big old dummy? Let me tell y'all what he said just before we get to this. He's so smart and dumb at the same time. Talking about, well, I was like, she spent all the money on stupid things like going out to lunches. I said, on the receipt, it'd be like $8.99, $9.99. It is no town that spends stuff like that, because that's what makes it so obvious. He was like, well, no, business taxes, it's called business write-offs. I looked at him and I just shut the front door. I just shut up because I'm not about to play with you. Don't pull that bullshit with me. Okay? First and foremost, I understand business deductions, but let the IRS get you just as a business. And you're a government. You're a whole government. You're supposed to move way more stricter than a business. So stop it, Mr. Price. He made me mad because I just thought about this. I'm like, did this jigger really think that I'm stupid? Yeah, so businesses, they can write that off. That's part of their spending as long as they have a budget. This is a city, sir. And I know we keep comparing it to a business, but y'all have rules and regulations, trustees, and everything that's connected to elected officials. A business has a board, but it's still more private than what the hell you talking about. And no, you're not supposed to be taking the car to Walmart and shop. So one of his excuses is that it could be a business write-off. I'm just telling y'all, and it's not allegedly. Keith Price, tell him I'm lying. Tell him I'm lying and replay the glasses video that you got, and they're gonna say everything that I done said because I got photos in memory. It probably sound a little different, but I remember exactly what you said. Okay, so this alderman, the alderman named in the complaint, however, said the lawsuit is frivolous and only an attempt to avert the city and its officials from enforcing city ordinance requiring business to hold license and to maintain their properties. Sounds familiar. American Kitchen Delight Inc. The owner, Ms. Hassan, a Harvey resident, joined with Chicago Express Towing LLC of Burridge. I do apologize. And its owner is suing Harvey as well as the alderman Keith Price and Derek Muhammad, a retired plumber, who the plaintiff said, he purports to be, it's supposed to be, I guess it's report, but he purports to be a Harvey police officer, but the record of the Illinois Law Enforcement Training Board does not list him of such. Okay, so this was the incident. I was mixing it up. I knew one of the incidents where he was involved in strong arming, bullying people. This time, 2018, he said, I'm coming with the law. So you can't even question if you gonna call the cops on me, because I'm gonna have my friend act like he the po-po. Now you telling me that Mr. Muhammad didn't go to jail for impersonating police? That's what I think. So, though not named as a defendant, AKDI, private label food manufacturer, Express noted Harvey Mayor Eric Kellogg and Muhammad's brother. The plaintiff is Muhammad's brother. So the guy who act like the police was Mayor Kellogg's brother. I'm done. You see what I'm saying? You see the nepotism, the power issues here, putting the wrong people in wrong spots. This is dangerous. Hassan said Muhammad and the others invaded his property at 146 East 147th Street, attempting to convey titles to a third party, broke locks, broke into the building, and removed personal property. Muhammad has in the past threatened Hassan and AKDI employees with guns. That's what you was talking about? That's what you were talking about? Jabbar, is that what you was talking about, this one? And operates more as a thug or a gang member than a legitimate representative of the government. Sounds about familiar. This is the same tactic. This is what Tiffany saw growing up. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they're doing the same thing in Dalton, using the public officials as thugs. Don't talk about me, because I'm rough around the edges. I ain't go around punch nobody in the face though. Price. It ain't no articles on me wilding out. Talking about, yeah, you from North. You're rough around the edges. But my background clean, squeaky clean. Okay? I'm just shots fired over there. I be hating when people be trying to judge me so I can act like them. I ain't gonna act like you. I'm a special breed. If y'all come to Newark, baby, y'all see why I act like this. Now, this is what I want to get to. I think we're gonna start wrapping this up of this series of Who is Keith Price. We're gonna get into this because I didn't get this court case, but I will, because I promise y'all. But I do want y'all to remember that crooked ass Gerald, because now I'm gonna call him crooked ass Gerald. If I call him crooked ass Joe, y'all gonna know who I'm talking about, because I always get him a name. So crooked ass Gerald from Thornton is suing the Thornton Township and Keith Price. Look at that. It's right here on the screen. The man right there. Now, this is what I found out when they had elected Keith Price, or not elected, that's the wrong word, where she strong-armed Keith Price's position. And I'm looking around like, okay, let me find out a little bit more about this guy. Do he really have some type of credentials? And I came across this. I said, oh, Gerald and him about to be in a fight, allegedly. Gerald like, heck no, I'm not about to fight that monster. I'm close to retirement age. But this consists of, on May 15th, 2024, this is an intentional tort claim, non-injury case, was filed by Jones Gerald against Price Keith in the jurisdiction of Cook County. Okay, so some of the things that the case highlight is count 1, common law, retaliatory discharge against all defendants filed in this case. Count 2 is violation of the Illinois Whistleblower Act against all defendants filed. So we want to know what Gerald actually told. I told you he's telling something, but he's still being stupid if he okayed that money to get paid for a taste of Thornton. That was just like the other week. That's why you ain't come to the meeting. That's why you didn't show up. You remember that one afterwards when I had a little hope in there? I was like, what? Where Jones at? Where he at? That nigga was nervous because he done voted to get him money for the taste of Thornton. So this was the last count, common law, intentional infliction of emotional distress against all defendants. So this complaint involves Gerald Jones, who worked for the Thornton Township, and experienced mistreatment and threats by Keith Price, the food assistant program manager. Jones reported issues like a mice infestation to Illinois OHA. Ooh. I gotta get this case. Oh my God. Y'all see what that say? Oh, that's gonna be fun. That better have to do with the pantry. What did they talk about with a mice infestation? What else is in the building? I'm saying, like, you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure this out. So we got a few things to go over in the near future. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show y'all before I get my booty off the screen. We're going to get to that case because Keith Price going to do something else real stupid. And I'm going to have to talk about the dude. And then maybe him and Jones going to fight. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm instigating. That ain't good. I'm just playing. Hopefully they don't. But with that goes to say, let me see this article. We're going to go off with this article. I think this was from the Chicago Tribune. Did it say anything? Oh, yes. This is what I wanted to show you guys because we kept hearing Harvey. So we have heard that the Harvey mayor is crooked in the mud. Crooked. We know that. But this is what I want y'all to see. Agreement details Harvey settlement and police misconduct. It is all over the world, especially in Chicago. Okay, I just want you guys to know so we can keep up the tone of what we're doing, exposing crooked officers as well. So this agreement details Harvey settlement with police misconduct case, and this was in July. It said it was updated in July. This took place June 24th, 2024, around that time. So 6 years after Harvey resident Eric Boatman and his mother Carol Jarvis filed a lawsuit against the city and a number of police officers claiming their home was unlawfully searched and Bowman falsely arrested. The city has settled the case. Doesn't that sound familiar for what we just read? Didn't they just do that? Isn't that what Keith Freeman did? Now, I mean, Keith Price, I do apologize. And that's why I know bad behavior begets bad behavior, and they get emboldened, and it becomes like just a social norm. So I ain't saying that they did this because of Keith Price, but this is Harvey. That's why you had at least 7 to 8 officers involved in a kill shot case dealing with Darius. I think his name was Darius, the kill shot case in Dalton, where they were all standing around like, who about to shoot from the back? While the man laying in the bed. Laying in a car, knocked out or whatever may be the situation. So I'm bringing that up because it's a tone. And if y'all see that tone in y'all police station, y'all have to address it. Y'all cannot let it get emboldened. You have to go over and beyond to report it. So we're also going to be going into tomorrow, when we go into Officer Perez, we're going to go into possibly some of the boards that check the police out there, so we can kind of get educated on that. And you guys can use them, the same names, like the investigative board, the police investigative board, and look for it in your town. Because if there's a faulty investigation, there's supposed to be a board that looks into that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So we're learning from all of this corruption. But just to highlight how Harvey is corrupted as well, the Harvey City Council approved the settlement for June 24th, agreeing to pay to reduce sum of $660,000 to be distributed in quarterly installments. How much was everything? Okay, that's the sum of it. Okay, I was like, okay, is that each quarter they get that? I like that. Okay, the Daily Southtown obtained the settlement by filing a Freedom of Information Act request after the city officially initially would not release it. The district court originally awarded Bortman $337,000 and Jarvis $34,000. You know, I'm rounding it up. Also with $394,000 in attorney fee. Damn, Joe, how did attorney fee just as much? Why Jarvis didn't get as much as the other guy? Oh, we're gonna have to get into this a little bit. But you hear the attorney fee? That's why the attorneys do what they do. They keep pushing your case, filing paperwork, letting it prolong, and look at the fee. This is ridiculous. So, okay, Harvey, I'm just kind of skimming through this. Bowman and Jarvis agreed to reduce the sum December 19, 2023. He said, by reaching a settlement, the city aimed to mitigate the damages and expenses associated with the original judgment. Bowman and Jarvis, along with the civil rights attorney who represented them, Irene Dimekar, could not be reached for comment. So, this is another town that's losing. They're losing because of what their officers are doing. And all I can say is that we suffer. We suffer a lot as people. So we're going to be getting off. We have another show coming up around, I think I'm going to do it for 10 p.m. since we're finished so early. Thank God. God be the glory. And we're doing a series called Things That Make You Go, okay? So we're going to be going into some things that make you go, and really make you think. There we go. It's like, time for you to get off, Grace. The things that make you think. And then understand that these things that we're watching is not like specialized to just your community, that we all have to get together collectively as what they call the have-nots. I know you think that you the haves, but compared to these people, and that we the have-nots to them, okay? We got to get together, stand strong, stick with each other, and, you know, make it happen. So we're going to go off on a good note. Y'all know I always like to play some good music, switch it up a little bit. I love you guys. I will be back around 10:30 or so we can do our new segment of Things That Make You Go,
So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Term is 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. plans of running for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm gonna win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections at the same time?
They are.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I got so much to say. What I got? Y'all motion? Y'all motion second? Hard? Yep. Okay. So basically, for those that ain't been watching the mess or I don't want to cuss, the show in Dawson, if y'all ain't been watching it, that show you that y'all must have been working with him the entire time. So all y'all been exposed, huh? So everybody's been exposed. So here it is. Y'all watch the meets. Y'all see what goes on.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long.
I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Drunk as yeah, スライドするお前の地元にスライドする
Imagine if my small business blew up overnight and I woke up to some sales. Boost this video so people who like my products can find me.
Algorithm. Where you at, bitch? Cause I'm tired of posting viral content and getting 2.5 likes. We finna fight, ho.